Peace to all beings. You're here. You're in we're going to call it a cacophony of energies. You've got your electronics. You've got your visual experiences from your units of televisions, your phones, your computers, and you don't yet understand the effect it has upon you in your electronic system within the self. This is an important time now in your experience as a spiritual species. You're going to have to understand the importance of nature, the importance of the animals you have around you. They do not play with computers, they do not play with cell phones, they do not understand these mechanisms of TV, yet they do watch it and can be mesmerized by it. You're going to need to understand their true position in your planetary environment, for they are helpers with you and workers for you in balancing frequencies that you don't understand yet. You're soon going to be able to communicate to the animals in a manner not so much as commanding as you have done in your world, more as a communication of unity where they speak to you. Some beings already are learning to listen to the speech of the animals, and regardless of what country you're in, the language of the country is different between countries. The animals understand the language. They can speak to you in your language. You, if you listen carefully, you will hear them call you in your language. They don't talk so much. Those you have cats meow and dogs bark and things, they're doing that because you have no tuning mechanism to listen to the subtleties of their voices. They're like secret entities in there. They are reincarnating spirits, we'll call them, into the frequency of the animal kingdom to assist the human condition. And many have been humans in a manner and desire to assist, like you have your companions. They're knowledgeable. And you're going to need to develop to understand that frequency. That's why you're seeing in your media all of this violence coming from the animals. And they're reflecting the violence of the human condition. They're asking for peace. The normal nature of the kingdom is peace and dignity. What you don't know, really, is when a leopard attacks an antelope. The antelope has offered itself, though it runs. It has been offered and offers itself. It knows. There's a knowing in there. And the leopard knows. And the antelope knows. And the antelope is in the leopard. And the antelope is now running with the leopard. But you don't understand that frequency. Your beings have an understanding of violence in the manner of sustenance, we'll say, which is not necessary. As you proceed, your August is finding to be, how are you going to say this in your world, intense. Anxieties are building. People are frustrated. They don't know why. Because they're walking the wrong path. They're walking the wrong path. Your path is you. It's an inward of you. You don't have to really go anywhere on your path. You have to be somewhere on your path. And what you're going to find out is this force you call gravity is really a push, not a pull. It's a push. And the push is a divine light pushing the frequency of a slowed down life, the unit of you in you, slowed down so you are incorporated in a human form from the great expansiveness that you are in the cosmos. And you come through many filters. You beings call them planets and vortexes and time warps and things. But they're really filters. And you're learning to understand your filters and acknowledge the importance of the filter for your own personal spiritual growth. You're in here, in the body human, to understand the spirituality and power of yourself. Not in a reckless manner or a commanding manner to demand everything and control everyone, as you have this understanding with your churches in the control thing. The churches provide guidance within the church, within the aspects of the understanding of church. It's a spiritual guidance thing. Yet there are many that using it for control of others. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. You're going to need to get yourselves a spiritual book. It doesn't matter which one. Find one. And you're going to find, as you read it, you will have the necessity to slow down and comprehend the words, but not only the words, the space between the words, the energy that is trying to be promulgated for the understanding of the inner portion of you to overcome the fears and anxieties. You have to learn how to talk to your heart. There's 4 chambers there. Actually, there are 4 beings that do 4 different things. Your kidneys is an entity there that does this job. Your liver, the same thing. The lungs, the same thing. All of these organs were developed in you, for you, by you, when you were in the uterus. Yes, they were. And you had the confusion, I'm going to call it confusion, when you picked up the energy while you were in the uterus from the surroundings of your mother. That's where you gained some inner wisdom of the vibratory forces and the density of this place. You came out of the womb, you became an air breather and not we're going to call it an imbiber of water, because all the fluids, you're a fluidic being. And the fluidic portion of you became solid or mass, and that portion is your thinking process prior to you being a fetus in the womb. You actually watched yourself to develop. And as you entered out of the womb, you, the portion of you that watched yourself develop within the womb, entered the body to breathe the air. You're in the space. Right? You're in the space. Space is everywhere. God is everywhere. In the space between you, me, the trees, the birds, and the bees. And the separations are in the entities that are there. So you understand the God force is everywhere and everyone. You also understand the intrusion by your, we're going to say, adversary, that doesn't want you to succeed, that puts the pressure on you and causes the inner confusions, the nauseous feelings that many beings are getting now in these months come August and your September. You're going to feel nauseous for no reason, and the reason is not necessarily your food, it's the thought processes you're accepting and that are intruding into your business. By that I mean your physical vehicle and the expansion of yourself from within to without. You're getting ready for another birth. You are in a manner walking human, but you're also a walking fetus. There's another birth process going on. It's depicted in your tarot cards, as you call it, the ascension. But it's really a merging of the push of gravity, no, it's not gravity that's pushing. It's a spiritual light that's pushing. You call it gravity. You can't ascend yourself, not yet anyway. And the portion within you that leaves your body when you're sleeping is learning you term it ascension process, but it's merging with the light, really. It's accepting the descension. We have talked about this before. It's accepting the descension. And as you move into the acceptance of the descension, you are still in your own physical place, yet you're receiving the divine light. It come over your left shoulder into the heart chakra, into the right auricle of your heart, and then down to the right ventricle. I think I have these backwards, excuse me.